Hi there, I'm Mark Longley, and today we're going to discuss the difference between direct response marketing and outbound lead generation marketing, because the two are very different, and the reason is we're approaching the prospect in a very different way, and we're meeting the prospect at a very different point within the conversation that's going on in their head. So the difference between direct response is we're putting an ad out there. Generally it's an ad or it's a social post, something like that. And what we want to do is we want to firstly talk to the problems that they're having, build up the pain in our marketing, and sell the dream of overcoming that. So it's very much, if you've learnt copywriting and everything like that before, it's understanding the prospect, and then you can actually talk to that and meet them in a conversation that's going on in their heads. They might be scrolling through and they suddenly see an ad, and your goal as a direct response marketer is either to talk about the dream or the pain that they're experiencing and how you're going to help them to overcome that. So there's a story that you can build up through your marketing. The difference with outbound lead generation is generally it's an interrupt, and they're not necessarily expecting that conversation to happen, and you don't have a lot of time to build up that conversation. Now, if you were to pick up the phone or jump into someone's LinkedIn and say, are you experiencing these problems? This is where I can help. It sounds a little bit weird because people aren't expecting it. They're not ready to have a chat to you about their problems and their pain. What you want to do is talk about the positive, the outcome that you deliver for clients, the results, the promise that you have within your offer, a typical result for a client, that sort of thing. And your goal is to generate interest. It's just enough to get someone to raise their hand up and say, oh yeah, that sounds of interest to me. Whereas going through this, the direct response side of things, the goal can actually be, you can actually sell someone a long way down that path of wanting to do business with you through direct response. We don't have that time. They don't have the bandwidth because we're interrupting them. So you've got to keep it to the point, succinct, and focused on the core things that you deliver as a business, or that core outcome or result that you're going to get to a client. That's the massive difference there. So it's a hugely different approach. The key to being good at outbound is being able to put your message in a very small number of words that demonstrates the result or the outcome that you get for a client, that's going to get them to the point where they raise their hand up and say, I'm interested. Direct response, as we said, you've got more time. You can build up these pain and problems. People, if they're interested and you're speaking to them in the right way, they're going to read it, they're going to engage with it, they're going to listen to the whole video because you're building it up in a really good way. Now, both are really important, and you need to understand how to do both, but ultimately that's the difference, and that's what you need to focus on to get really good at both. Talk to you soon.